and welcome to your June predictions. Before we dive into it, I actually have such a special announcement that I'm beyond excited about. If you want to receive your monthly horoscope, I'm now going to be sending them out via email. So if you want to sign up for that to receive your monthly horoscope and get some insight into what you can expect through your month via your zodiac sign and what's going on in the astrology, you can sign up for my email list. And I'm also going to be sending you guys other goddess magic. So if you want to manifest your dream life or anything like that, you're going to be given wisdom and tools and all of those resources in order to manifest more of your dream life. I'm so excited about this and I cannot wait to see you there. The link will be down below for you to sign up. And I'm so excited about what we're going to be offering via email. So again, if you want to get your horoscopes on the first of the month, and if you'd like to receive other goddess magic, then the link is down below for you to sign up, and I will see you there. And without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right back into today's pick a card reading. Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. Today's video we have your June 2025 month ahead prediction. So if you're curious what you can expect for you through this next month of June, then you came to the right place. What we do here is we use the tarot cards and the oracle cards and my intuition to bring you information that's for your highest good. I connect to spirits and angels of 100% pure white light to bring you those messages. And then the way that this video works is I have 4 different groups in front of me. And what you're going to do is you're going to use your intuition to choose one or sometimes more of these groups depending on what you're mostly intuitively drawn towards. But everyone on this planet has intuition. It is your 6th sense that permeates all of time, all of reality, and it's your 6th sense that can read energy. Everything is energy, and there's going to be different energies, different themes that get revealed within each of these groups. And depending on which one that you find yourself drawn towards, that's your intuition speaking to you because you resonate. Your energy is resonating with the energy of that group, meaning that it's going to hold all the relevant information for you that you would need to hear today. Sometimes your intuition is going to draw you to multiple groups, and that just means that there's multiple messages for you. It means that you're resonating with multiple of these energies, multiple of these themes, and that is totally okay. You would go ahead and tune into all the ones that you are the most intuitively drawn towards. However, most of the time, you're going to find yourself drawn to one more amongst the rest. So either your intuition is going to speak to you visually, and perhaps when you clicked on this video or when you saw the thumbnail, maybe there was one group that just really stood out to you and you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm really drawn to that one. That is your intuition speaking to you, and you would go ahead and tune into that group. And there's timestamps linked down below in the comment box as well as the description box so that you can easily navigate through this video and skip right ahead to your personal reading. But if you're visually not tuning into one of these groups and visually looking at them isn't really working for you, another thing that I really like to do is I like to take my hand and I just gently hold it over each of the piles, just sort of sensing what kind of energy I feel within the group, and just sort of seeing if there's one that again stands out amongst the rest, one that maybe I get a magnetic pull towards, or maybe there's one that gives me like a hot or cold sensation, or again, maybe there's multiple that stand out to me. And that just means that, again, there's multiple decks or cards that are resonating with your energy. So you'd go ahead and tune into all of those. So those are the 2 different ways that I really love tapping into my intuition and using my intuition. So you definitely feel free to use either of those, whichever one works for you. Another way that I've noticed that you guys really like to tune into your intuition is getting a close-up of the crystals. So again, maybe you already know which group is for you, or perhaps maybe you'd like to see a close-up of the crystals. So over here on group number 1, we have this beautiful piece of bismuth. So if you do find yourself drawn to the bismuth crystal, then group number 1 is going to be for you. And I also have to say, sometimes people choose the one that they're like, oh, I just like that pile the best because the aesthetic is the best. That's not necessarily your intuition. That's just like you visually maybe liking that group. However, sometimes your intuition might draw you towards the one that is the most aesthetically pleasing. Sometimes your intuition does do that, but try to tap into the one that you just feel a calling towards, like a magnetic pull, or just there's something about it that unexplainably just stands out to you. That is your intuition, okay? So group number 2, we have this beautiful piece of Thulite. So if you find yourself drawn to the Thulite crystal, then that is going to be your group. And then over on group number 3, we have this beautiful piece of Lemurian quartz, which is a really ancient old piece of quartz. So if you find yourself drawn to this one, then group number 3 is going to be your pile. And then over on group number 4, we have this beautiful Aqua aura quartz. So if you find yourself drawn to this crystal, then group number 4 is going to be your pile. So those are our 4 different group options today. You can pause the video if you'd like in order to take as much time as you need to find the pile that you are the most drawn towards. Then again, there's timestamps linked down below in the comment box as well as the description box, so you can easily navigate through this video and skip right ahead to your personal reading for the month of June. And with that being said, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into today's reading. All right, my group number 1s, if you chose this pile, this is going to reveal all about your month of June. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, so beginning with your Astro Dice, let's see your month of June and what you can expect. So we have the South Node in Pisces in the 9th house. Ooh, this is usually seeing people that live far away or even somebody from your past kind of popping back into your life. So the South Node, 9th house, this could also be visiting somewhere that you used to live or visiting somewhere that you've been before that you've been longing to go back to. Or again, this could be like somebody from your past that you knew from like another place that might be traveling to see you, or that you just might hear from, somebody that might live long distance from you that ends up reaching out to you and wanting to reconnect. And I feel like the reconnection between you and, again, either this is a place that you're going back to or this is a person that you're hearing from your past. So either way, it's going to bring about like really interesting memories and like new inspiration, new creativity. It's going to be like a really like auspicious kind of reconnection to either, again, a place or a person that you've known before. So let's go ahead and get into some more tarot cards to learn more about your month. I'm also hearing that restoring faith is coming up really big. Restoring faith, especially in believing in yourself. Because Pisces is very much connected to believing and the things that we think about, the ideas, the visions that we have for our future and things like that. And then the 9th house is our faith and our belief systems. And it can also be connected to travel and philosophy and higher learning and all types of things like that. So there could also be something where you're learning, picking up an old skill from the past and reconnecting to something that you used to do and rebuilding that foundation. And then I'm also hearing reconnection to belief, reconnection to believing in yourself, reconnection to some kind of faith that's going to kind of give you a boost in energy, a boost in belief within yourself, which all of that I think is really beautiful. And also any new skills that you might be taking up or learning or improving upon are also going to reinvigorate like self-belief, belief in any vision that you have, any goal that you'd like to reach in the future. It's just like enhancing that belief by reigniting your foundation, your faith, and your belief. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. We also have the 5 of Swords being reversed. Ooh! For those of you where this is a person from your past, which I feel like a lot of you now, there's going to be somebody from your past reaching back out to you, and there's going to be some sort of closure or forgiveness that's going to be coming through. This could also be like a conversation from the past, some sort of like misunderstanding from the past, some sort of falling out from the past, something that happened that wasn't quite fair before. There's some sort of like reciprocation where if somebody has wronged you in the past, it's like they're trying to do right. They're trying to make things right. They're trying to rebalance things. They're trying to kind of, like if there's some sort of karmic debt that has been created, it's like they're trying to create forgiveness and peace. This could also be on your end as well. So if you have felt like you really want to apologize about something, if you have felt like you really want to get closure or clear the air or show someone that you really care, this is also coming through. The 5 of Swords being reversed is so beautiful to come up in the reverse position, because it's like we're evening out the playing field. We're finding forgiveness, closure, peace, doing things that are kind, that can help us, like, again, like make peace, make good karma, things like that. So that's going to be really nice coming through. And also the Five of Swords being reversed can sometimes also indicate things that we're forgiving ourselves for. So this could also be something that maybe you are letting go of, like, okay, I can let this go from my past. I can forgive myself. I can let go of feeling negative about this. There's something that was still like maybe on the back burner from your past that maybe you are still holding on to negative energy around. And this month is going to offer the clearing, the healing, and the reinvigoration of equal, balanced, good karma, right? Like, that's kind of what I keep hearing from this. It's like all of a sudden the peace is restored. All of a sudden the healing is restored. All of a sudden the forgiveness is there. Like all that good energy. We also have the Six of Pentacles being reversed. So yeah, there's something that wasn't fair, or perhaps we were settling for things that weren't fair, or yeah, there's some sort of unfairness. The Six of Pentacles being reversed indicates that there's something that was imbalanced. It could be, yeah, regarding another person, or regarding your time, even your money or your energy. All of those things fall under the Six of Pentacles. So it can even be somebody who's owed us money, or somebody who has kind of taken from us a lot, or where we've overgiven, or where we've taken a lot. There's something here where it's like the balance is being restored. I am also thinking that you are creating more boundaries around how you are spending your time, your energy, and your money. We also have the Eight of Pentacles showing up as well. The Eight of Pentacles is when we're working towards something. We have a goal that we're working towards. There's something that you are like, oh, I want to build this. I want to make this happen. There could be some sort of like goal that you have for the future that you're just like, I want to put this together. I want to make this happen. I want to achieve this outcome. The Eight of Pentacles can also talk about us working. So this could also be a month where you find like more inspiration for working, or you even find like, what I'm also seeing in this card is like things that maybe needed to get done, such as like maybe there's a creaky door in the house that you're just like, I need to fix this once and for all. Or maybe there's something that you kept putting off, like around your home, or something with your car that needed to be fixed, something with your work that needed to get done, and maybe we've been putting it off. I just feel like June is going to be a really productive month for you, where you're like, oh, I finally got all of those things done. Like, look at, he's like creating this pot, right? And it almost looks like these are little projects that he's also worked on, that he's like accumulating. He's like, okay, I got that done. I got that done. I got that done, that done, that. Like, it's a productive month, you know? And so June is going to be a great month for you in getting stuff done, especially if there's been anything that's on the back burner. We also have the Seven of Pentacles showing up. Seven of Pentacles is reversed here. So yeah, there was definitely certain things that maybe we've put on the back burner. This is a month I feel like you're putting so much more effort in, and because of that effort, you're going to start to see the growth. The Seven of Pentacles reversed is when we're kind of like, we're waiting for the growth to happen. Maybe we've planted certain seeds. Maybe we've made certain plans, like I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to get this done. But the Seven of Pentacles reversed is when we're kind of like watching it too closely, and we're like, when am I going to get the results? When am I going to get the results? When am I going to get the results? When is the plant going to grow? When is the plant going to bloom? And it's sort of like watching it a little bit too closely. So another thing that I'm seeing for you is like, this is going to be a really productive month of getting things done. And I'm also seeing that in the future, this is actually going to pay off big time, because there is more that's going to be growing from this, even if you don't see it yet. So even though you might not see certain progress yet in the month of June, the things that you're working on, the things that you're doing, the things that you are building, the things that you're putting your time, energy, and money towards, whether they're projects or, again, things that need to get done, all of this stuff, it's like you're building something. You're building something that you're going to be really proud of, okay? But the Seven of Pentacles being reversed is like, this has the potential to expand into more. This has the potential to expand into more goodness, to create more happiness, more like being surrounded by more peace, more goodness, and The Seven of Pentacles, like, look at how she's watering this plant. She's like really satisfied with the growth. She's really satisfied with, oh, my effort is paying off. Look at how this is growing. When it is reversed, it can mean that we do have a little bit of a lack of patience, or it means that either we're a little bit behind on something. By the way, if some of you guys have plants that you need to water, please water them. Like, randomly, I'm getting that message looking at this. Please water them. They are begging you. Like, imagine being really, really parched and thirsty. Like, those poor plants. Please water them. Anyway, that could be a message for some of you. But yeah, when this is reversed, it's like, be patient, because the progress that is yet to come, the growth that is yet to come, will be more expansive than you realize. So just have patience, because it's going to be more expansive than what you realize. And patience is such a key thing. So anyway, that is coming through. Let's go ahead and get some more cards on this for you for your month of June. My group ones, we also have withdrawal. So take time to rest. Okay, that's going to be so important. And I think through the month of June, because it's such a productive month for you, I do think that you're also going to be realizing how much you need to prioritize rest, how much you need to prioritize inner peace. And perhaps there's something that you're going to withdraw yourself from. Maybe this is like, okay, I need time to relax. I need time to rejuvenate. Or maybe you're even going to take some much needed time off, especially because it's such a productive month for you. Perhaps you're going to get to a point where you're just like, okay, I've done so much. I deserve a break. I've come so far. I deserve a little bit of time off. And I do see you being able to take that in the month of June, whether that be like an extra day off, or whether that be like really just being able to enjoy your weekend, or get in some extra rest, get in some extra R&R. I'm also seeing this as like self-care. So I do see you getting like extra rest, but then on top of that, there could be a time or like a weekend that you give to yourself where you're just like, hey, I'm gonna like just have a day at home and just like really just focus on relaxation and things like that. So I'm also seeing that coming through for you. I'm also seeing you withdrawing yourself from situations that are kind of like, I almost want to call them like no point situations. You know, those situations where sometimes we can get caught up in like trying to prove ourselves, or sometimes we can get caught up in like trying to like, again, prove a point or something like this. It's almost like you're taking a backseat and being like, you know what? It's not even worth my time or energy to get into those things. It's not even worth my time or energy. You're going to be really much more focused on like what's worth my time and energy and what's not. And this is going to help you move forward and move ahead rather than staying stuck on the past. So that's going to be extremely helpful as well. And let's see what else we get here for you. I also want to take out the archetype cards and kind of get like an archetype of like who you're being, what you're becoming, like the, you know, all the different energies here. So we have the Advocate. And the Advocate, the light attribute, is inspires you to put compassion into action. I absolutely see you leading life more compassionately, especially when it comes to other people and maybe some serious conversations that might come up through the month of June. It's like you're putting compassion into action. And look at, she's almost growing a plant here too. Maybe some of you are like, you have plants that need your love, care, and attention. Maybe you're going to be learning about how to take care of them more. And then the shadow attribute, wait, I don't need to turn the card upside down for that. Shadow attribute, embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. So, you know, that's interesting actually, because one of the things that I saw on here was that you're withdrawing yourself from negative situations that is kind of like, wait, what's the point of me overthinking this negative thing? Or what's the point of me having this negative conversation if it's just going to lead to, you know, the same kind of loops again? So sometimes, so the shadow attribute of the Advocate is, what are we advocating for? Are we advocating for more struggle, more like proving a point, more negative feelings or things like that? So embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. So what are we committing our energy to? Are we committing ourselves to something that's going to actually benefit us? Is it actually benefiting our mental, emotional, and physical well-being? And if not, maybe we need to take a backseat, or maybe we need to approach it differently, right? Sometimes we just need to approach things differently. It inspires you to put compassion into action, right? So maybe we need to advocate for compassion. Maybe we need to advocate for how are we approaching conversations, because sometimes conversations end up not being productive because when we approach them from a place of like hurt, pain, or lack of compassion, they can come across in the wrong way, right? And then it's sort of like, maybe we need to advocate for compassion. Maybe we need to advocate for approaching these things from a peaceful place. So that is also coming up here. Let's go ahead and get some more cards on this group for you, and let's see what else we get. My group number ones, what else do we have for your month of June? So we also have trust the niggle coming through. So the niggle is like, what's that inner feeling? The niggle is sort of like your intuition. You know, when you get that like inner like push for something, or that inner inkling, like it's a little inkling, right? What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So maybe you have like a little inkling for something. Maybe your intuition is guiding you towards something. We also have the card of dance. Do something to shift your vibration. So if you notice that you're in a more negative mindset or a more negative vibration at any point in time, do something to shift your vibration. And actually dancing is a form of somatic healing. It's a form of somatic release, and moving your body in different ways signals to your brain different neural networks that are associated with different thinking patterns and different emotions, right? So if you're ever feeling kind of like out of it or down or a lack of energy, sometimes simply just like turning on some good music and literally just dancing will get you in a totally different mindset. That is actually something that I love to do. Like, for example, if I'm finding myself like really tired in the morning, or let's say really tired after working or something like this, I'll like go make tea, but I'll turn on music and I'll sort of like flow and dance, and it totally shifts my mood. Like it shifts my mood like greatly. And so do something to shift your vibration. Sometimes dancing isn't helpful. Sometimes we need more peace and more calm. So sometimes, you know, we go into a position where we just lay on the floor, or we sit in a meditative position and find peace and find calm, you know. Do something, shift your body in order to shift your mind, because the mind-body connection is so powerful, it's so strong. And so you can use both of them in order to shift yourself. Then we also have the leap card. You go first, the universe will catch you. You go first, the universe will catch you. Sometimes we have to take a leap of faith into something. And there's something where there is a calling for you to make the first move on something. So this could be the first move of forgiveness. This could be the first move of sparking up a conversation that needs to be had. This could be making the first move when it comes to working on that project or getting those things done that need to get done. This could be, you know, taking that leap into like a new chapter, or taking that leap to like take some time for yourself. I think that you're going to be taking multiple leaps in the month of June in multiple different aspects and ways. And it's like this leap of faith to like open your heart, this leap of faith to lead with your heart, and noticing how she is leading with her heart. She's not leading with her feet. She's literally leading with her heart. And then we also, again, leaping into time for yourself, leaping into forward movement. All these different leaps are kind of happening within the month of June that are going to be really productive and lead you to new outcomes. So let's go ahead and see any other cards that come up for you. My group number one's all about your month of June and what else is going to be happening. Also, if some of you, because I'm just noticing there's a lot of like pentacle cards, and pentacle cards usually are connected to work, money, and our material world, so our material resources and things like that. And just since we have so many pentacle cards coming up for you, something that I'm kind of feeling here is that if there's been any imbalance in money, it's almost like this Eight of Pentacles is making me feel like you're really working towards either a promotion, or you're working towards up-leveling in your career, working towards a pay raise, working towards business expansion, working towards making more money, working towards personal business projects that are going to be lucrative in the long run. So that's another thing that I'm sort of seeing for you. Maybe you're working on ways to kind of like increase your income in some kind of way. And then we also have light. Look to the space between the trees for answers. So anytime that you're confused or lost on something, sometimes if we look in the kind of like unlooked areas, that's where we find our answers. So look for the space between the between the trees for your answers. Look to the space between the trees for your answers. So what this means is like, look in the hidden places for your answers. Look where you haven't looked before, because sometimes when we're constantly looking for a solution, but we're only really going through our mind the things that we're currently aware of. It's like, oh, well, you know, I can't do this because of this, or I can't do this because of that. Sometimes when we open our mind to like, let's think a little bit differently for a second. Like, what if I chose to do something differently? What if I chose to look at this differently? What if I chose a new perspective? And then that's where we find answers that are kind of like, you know, answers that we wouldn't have thought of before. That's like how we find them, right? Is like looking in the unlooked areas, shifting our perspective, doing things like that. So let's see what else we get here for you for your month of June. Any last messages? We have the message of surprises. So definitely be ready for surprises in the month of June, because I do feel like it's going to be full of surprises for you. And this one says, under the most ordinary stone is an undisturbed garden. So I feel like you're going to be surprised in the month of June with kind of there's going to be unexpected new things popping up for you, unexpected new surprises. So underneath the most ordinary stone, even on your most ordinary day, there might be something that ends up coming up, or like an idea that pops into your mind that ends up unlocking a new door for you, or opening up a new opportunity, or just like a fun surprise in general. There's going to be fun surprises that do happen in the month of June. And if you want to have awareness of them, what I'd highly recommend is keeping like a journal or like a phone tab in your notes section on your phone, and just writing down like, what are the positive surprises I'm noticing every day? What are the positive things that I'm noticing every day? And as you do that, you're going to start to realize that there's a lot of guidance from the universe that's helping surprise you or help lead you into a forward moving direction and away from imbalance. The universe is moving you away from imbalance, moving you towards inspiration, towards balance, towards solution, towards answers. So trust all of that. And that is what we have here for your June reading. If there's any skills that you're thinking about building, by the way, the ninth house, and then also the fact that we have 8 of Pentacles coming up, I feel like those skills are going to be so helpful for you to learn, books that you're guided to read. It's all going to play a part in you excelling yourself and making more money in the future and doing something that's going to bring in higher income for you. So trust that process and know that any knowledge that you're guided to learn, any books that you're like, wait, I want to reread that, especially because the South Node, right? The South Node is all about things that we've done before or our past and stuff like that. So any books that you're like, I want to repick that one back up, or like, I want to relearn that skill, or I want to go back to something that, you know, maybe I put off for a while or whatever. Maybe I want to finish that book that I once started a long time ago, or what have you. Courses, higher learning, reading, all of that, skill building, all of it is going to play a part in you kind of accelerating your life, reaching new levels of income, bringing in more, all of that. So that is what we have here today, my beautiful group number ones. Thank you so much for joining me here for your June prediction. I'm sending you so much love. If any of you are interested in any new Luna Gem products, we have the most gorgeous, stunning new bracelets that came out. We have tons of other products that recently came out, and we make them according to your wrist size so that they fit you perfectly. And we also make them with gold fill so that they do not tarnish. And we have so many different types of crystals on there. We also have tons of other jewelry like these gorgeous rings. Highly recommend checking these out. So again, all of that will be linked down below in case any of you are interested, and I will see you next time. Bye. All right, my beautiful group number twos, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for the month of June. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Okay, so beginning here with your Astrodice, let's see what we get for you for your month of June. So we have the Sun in Cancer in the 5th house. The 5th house is all about fun, romance, dating. It's also about children, but it's like a leisure, pleasure, creativity zone. So the 5th house, that's the zone of life that it rules, is like pleasure, creativity, fun, joy, your inner child kind of coming back out. And it is also about romance and dating and all those things. The Sun is your soul. It's where you shine. So there's something about your 5th house that's going to be shining in the month of June. So this could be where your soul feels most alive, because maybe June is going to offer a lot more fun, pleasure, leisure, and ease for you. There's something that's like bringing in more fun, pleasure, and ease within this next month. And also Cancer the Crab, I don't know why, I feel like some of you might be going to a beach, maybe having more fun leisure at a beach, and where the sun is going to be like really hot and shining. Like for some reason, the sun being in Cancer, and especially being in the 5th house, I'm getting like beach vibes, or at least what that could symbolize is like more time off, more time to have fun, more time to have pleasure and play and laughter and all of those types of things. There could also be something happening here in your dating life where things are going to the next level. Maybe there's more kind of compassion, maybe more emotion that's rising, maybe more love. Cancer is also very much about commitment, right? Because when we think about how Cancer shows up in the dating life, Cancer is the sign that kind of evokes more deeper emotions. And so if you guys are, dating somebody right now, or if you have a partner, perhaps there's going to be different things that you're doing that really deepen your connection with this person, that really kind of evoke deeper emotions between you both. Like this is like, saying the words, I love you, or kind of saying like, hey, I really see a future with you, or I really, I see us getting married in the future, or this could even be conversations around family and kids and things like that, especially since that's related to the 5th house. There could be things that you're doing together where maybe you and your partner are just like, hey, let's have some fun. Let's like do something that's really out of the ordinary. Let's book a vacation. Let's like do something exciting. So that is all that 5th house type of energy. And let's go ahead and see what else we get for you for your month of June and what else is going to be happening for you. So, all right, these cards just like flew out here. We also have Moonchild showing up for you. So you're getting deeper into your emotions. But one thing I'm seeing, Moonchild being reversed here, is there may have been a tendency to have your emotions closed off in the past, or perhaps there was like a fear that you don't want to get disappointed, right? And so sometimes we close off really allowing ourselves to feel what we want, or really allowing ourselves to want what we want, because there's a fear of like disappointment, or there's a fear of rejection, or all of that. And Moonchild is very much about connecting to your emotions, opening your emotions, realizing your own unique gifts that you were born with, like your purpose in this world and all those types of things. And Moonchild being reversed almost makes me feel like maybe there is a tendency to like put off your true callings, put off your true desires out of a fear of, again, rejection or failure or things like that. The month of June, those callings are going to be undeniable, and it's really calling you to honor what your soul is saying, because the sun is all about your soul. Moonchild, I really feel like your soul has certain callings about what it desires, right? And one piece of secret wisdom that I have for you is that your soul has certain desires because your soul came to this world to go on the journey of achieving them and experiencing them. Otherwise, you wouldn't have these desires. You would not be programmed with these desires if you did not have the means to achieve them. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That is a quote by Napoleon Hill, who is absolutely so famous for his mindset, for teaching manifestation, all these things. So again, I'm going to say that quote again. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And guess what? The belief is actually up to you. So you might be thinking like, oh, but I don't believe it's possible for me, and that just means it's not for me, right? It means I can't achieve it. Well, sure, like if you don't believe in yourself, then yeah, I mean, you're never going to take the proper action in order to get there. But belief is up to you. You can choose to shift belief. You can choose to begin to believe. And then once you have that belief, and you're also conceiving of your desire, all of a sudden you can achieve it, right? So that is like the formula to achieving anything. But also, again, that secret wisdom is that your soul has desires because your soul came here to experience achieving them and what it's like to actually live them. Your soul came here to experience that. Otherwise, you wouldn't have these desires. The universe, the way that God works, right? Because God works through us. God experiences human experience through us, and we experience God through the human experience, and all those different things, vice versa. You are not given desires in order to be mocked and say like, ha ha ha, like you're never going to be able to achieve them. Enjoy life having these desires but never being able to get to them. No, you have the means to achieve them. Otherwise you wouldn't have the desire. You wouldn't have the calling, because your soul would not call you towards something if you were either not ready for it, or if it was impossible, or if it wasn't meant for you. So there's the secret of the Moonchild. So let that be your inspiration this month of June to start flipping the paradigm, to start flipping the story, and to start saying, you know what, I'm going to start claiming my dreams. I'm going to start claiming my desires, because I would not have them if my soul did not actually want to experience them or didn't have the means to experience them, or if they were not meant for me, you wouldn't have the desire for it anyway. Yeah, because there's tons of things in this world that I don't have a desire for, and therefore I know it's not meant for me because I simply just don't have a desire for it. But there are certain things where I'm like, oh, I definitely have a desire for that. And that's because your soul's calling you to experience it because it's meant for you. We also have the Two of Swords. So when this card comes up, it can mean that there's something where we're protecting our heart. And I did sort of feel like that you're protecting your heart from disappointment in some way, shape, or form. It's almost like we're expecting things to not be as good. Like maybe there's something really good in your life right now, or maybe there's a really big dream that you have. There's like a creative vision that you have, or somebody that you're dating that you're really, you want things to go further with, or something like this, or you're wanting to manifest something like this. The Two of Swords is when we're almost holding ourselves back because we do fear failure. We do fear rejection. That's like your biggest thing that's holding you back right now. So the month of June, we also have Eight of Pentacles reversed. You're going to be working on shifting your thoughts around this. And this is the biggest thing that Spirit is saying that is going to be important to work on, because as you shift your thoughts and as you begin to really believe in yourself, you're going to start to take the blindfold off. You're going to start to take the mask off. And you're going to start to be more vulnerable, more open. This is when your moonchild gifts are going to activate. Okay? This is when your soul's gifts are going to start to activate. This is going to be where inspiration can flow through and divine action can actually be taken. Because imagine when we're like apprehensive on something, taking action, it feels like there's a lot of resistance, therefore manifesting our goal just seems like there's a lot of resistance around it, but it's because we're approaching it from a place of resistance, because we're allowing fear and doubt to still outweigh the ability to move towards our dreams and goals. When dream and doubt lead, resistance precedes. Right? So when fear and doubt lead, resistance precedes. So Eight of Pentacles being reversed. This is going to be a month of removing resistance, letting down your walls, being more open, being more vulnerable. And through that is going to be where you begin to awaken your true desires. This is going to be where you really begin to awaken and unlock new possibilities, where you start to make real good progress. And so, yeah, it's like, this is going to be a heart-opening month for you. Let's go ahead and see what else we get here. Spirit is really calling you to focus on pleasure, focus on fun, focus on positivity, focus on what your soul is guiding you towards, realizing that you are the divine creator of your reality. That's important, right? Realizing you're the divine creator of your reality. That's going to be a huge theme that comes up for you. We also have Ask Body. Your body has also been guiding you towards certain things. Maybe your body's been really craving either a new diet, or your body's been craving more rest, more sleep, more fun, more filling up your own cup. It's also calling you to listen to your intuition, because your body's been calling you towards something. Your body's been telling you something. So again, either that's like, maybe we need more fitness, maybe we need more like practical things like that. But also I do feel like your body has been telling you intuitively there's something you're really called towards. There's an inner calling. There's an inner calling that you have had to fill your cup, to speak. Like, look at this, how this leopard, I think this is like leopard tiger or something, is like roaring, using its voice. There's almost like a voice that wants to come out, that your body's like urging you, like, I really want to speak. I really want to say this. I really want to get this off my chest. I really want to take this action. I really want to make this move. I really want to, put my energy towards XYZ. Your body's really calling you towards that, to take some form of action here. And I feel like that's going to be a huge theme that pops up in the month of June, is your body like having this undeniable feeling of like, I need to do this, or I need to say this, or something like this. And then your archetype card for this month is Angel. So for one, I have to say, with Angel coming out, your You're being guided by your angels right now. You are being guided by your angels. They are on your side. And this says helping those in need with no expectation of return. The shadow attributes is acting innocent or angelic to mislead others or falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. So acting innocent or angelic to mislead others. So perhaps you might have a fear of other people. For example, if like let's say you're dating somebody, or let's say you want to date somebody, or whatever the case may be. Like maybe you have a fear that people have negative intentions when they don't, right? Maybe we've experienced too many times in the past people having negative intentions, or acting innocent and then doing something different, or saying something but then acting differently, right? So we might have a lot of experience with that in the past, and maybe it keeps popping up, and maybe we have a fear of that, and it's stopping us from getting outside of our comfort zone. Or we even have like our own disbelief in our own connection to angelic guidance, angelic realms. Maybe we don't trust our own inner voice, our own inner guidance, or the guidance of the universe and things like that. If you've been seeing angel numbers, by the way, this is your spirit team talking to you. And this says helping those in need with no expectation of return. And so I feel like you're coming back to more innocence, in terms of like taking off the blindfold, allowing yourself to be more vulnerable, and also being more open to that angelic guidance rather than letting fear and doubt lead you. Okay, those are two things that I'm absolutely seeing in there. Let's go ahead and dive into some more cards for you to see what else we have for the month of June for my group twos. Let's see what we get for you, my group twos. So we also have boundaries coming up, and then yes. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Boundaries keep us safe. Boundaries are different than walls, by the way. Sometimes we can have walls up, or sometimes we can have boundaries. Boundaries are healthy, walls are not healthy. So let's define the difference. Boundaries is when we have a boundary where we say, okay, I'm going to be open, I'm going to be vulnerable. I have these certain boundaries. I clearly communicate my boundaries. I tell people what my boundaries are. I tell people what my expectations are. If they decide to cross that, that's on them. It doesn't mean that I need to fear getting hurt or anything like that. If they cross their boundaries, that means that they're a negative person, and I can choose to walk away, because then I can say, okay, well, you crossed my boundary. Like, this is not my value. This is not this. That's where I draw the line. That's it. Boundaries allow you to be safe while being vulnerable, because boundaries establish where your boundaries are. It's like, this is what I put up with. This is what I don't put up with. These are where my boundaries are. Walls are when we do not feel safe being vulnerable. So rather than establishing a boundary, we establish a wall, and we say like, oh, I'm not going to be emotional because I don't allow people into my emotional realm. I don't allow people to know what I really think, feel, or want or desire, because I don't feel safe. Therefore, I have a wall up. Therefore, I'm not open. Walls create distance. Boundaries create harmony and closeness. I hope you see the difference. Okay, so anyway, something within the month of June is calling you to establish better boundaries. Then we also have yes. Just say yes. Ooh, what are you being called towards that Spirit is wanting you to say yes to? This is saying yes to your soul, saying yes to your inner feelings. There also could be some sort of invitation that comes through, or some sort of like, it could be somebody asking you out on a date. This is being like, say yes, being open to new things, being open to new ideas, more realms of possibility. Perhaps there's an opportunity in your life that maybe you're just like, oh, part of me really wants to say yes, but I don't know. You got a yes. Yes, just say yes. Say yes to you. Say yes to what you want. Say yes to opening your heart. Saying yes to following your inner soul's callings and desires. Say yes. If your body is asking for something, say yes. Let's go to it. Let's create boundaries so that we stick to our yeses, right? Boundaries are so healthy. They help us evolve and be open, and they really just like, boundaries are great. So anyway, with that being said, let's dive into any last cards for you for your month of June, my group threes. We have the card of the idle hours popping up for you. Take some time out to lie on the emerald grass, especially like if you need time to really think things over, like, it's so much better than overthinking, right? When we take time out to think. Otherwise, we stay up idle hours in the night, right? Like if we don't take time out to like think and sort our thoughts and take a moment to just like step outside, sit by a tree, contemplate something, think about something. If we don't give ourselves that time, our brain will give ourselves that time before we go to sleep, because that's finally when we're at rest mode, where our brain's like, oh, we can finally sort out this thought that we've been putting off forever. But then we end up staying up so late, and our brain's just like overthinking. Our brain's just like, oh my God, I'm trying to sort it out super fast, and we get insomnia, and then like we feel like groggy the next day. So something that I'm hearing for you from Spirit is like, take time out for you. Take time to just pause, to have like some leisure time, especially like you had 5th house coming up. Like your soul is craving some fun leisure time. And in doing so, that's a great time to like be at peace. Allow your mind to flow through its different thoughts that it needs to flow through, such as like, oh, what am I going to do this month regarding this situation? Like, let me just figure it out. And usually when we take that time out for ourselves, we're less prone to worry, because we're actually able to sort it out through a good mental headspace, versus when we try to sort thoughts out right before going to sleep. And especially if it's like a big problem, our brain tends to stress because it's trying to rush through those thoughts. Therefore, it's just like prone to thinking about worry. You're already prone to thinking about stress, because it's just like we didn't have any time to just like decompress. And so when you take that time to decompress, again, your mental well-being is so much better. Being able to handle issues and solve problems is so much better. Being able to see positive solutions is so much better. And so I'm really seeing that being a positive thing through the month of June, is like really taking time for you to have those moments of clearing your mind, being able to sort out thoughts, being able to breathe and have peace. Like imagine just sitting by a beautiful tree overlooking something so beautiful, maybe even having a little picnic to yourself and just breathing and just like decompressing all of that. Okay. We also have the card of opportunity showing up. Unfurl like a fern, even without warm sunlight. Wow. In order to open up new opportunities in your life, this is about unfurling like a fern, opening your heart, opening your gifts, being vulnerable, being open, even without warm sunlight. So even if there's no reason to be open, or even if you don't have like the green light, like there's something here that's calling you to be open. It's calling you to open your heart, to be vulnerable, to have boundaries, not walls. This whole month is going to be about you finding pleasure. And the way in which we find pleasure is being open. Stepping to being the creator of our reality, following your inner callings, doing what you're called to do. I also feel like you're going to have a support team around you in the month of June that are going to be, it's going to be really positive to have this support team around you. It's going to be really, really, really positive. And if you've had people that have been like energy vampires, or if you're worried about, like people taking advantage of you in any way, shape, or form, boundaries are just going to be the best way to solve any of those issues. Like just setting those clear boundaries, really just using your voice and speaking, especially because it's like your voice has been wanting to speak. Your voice has been wanting to say things. Your voice has been wanting to express what's been going on in your mind, right? And yeah, that is what is coming through here. This is definitely going to be a month where a lot more leisure is going to happen. I know we got into the nitty gritty there by the end of it, because Spirit just wanted to say a lot about like boundaries. Spirit wanted to say a lot about saying yes to opportunities and opening your heart and being vulnerable. But I feel like Spirit is guiding you towards that, because this is the month where there's opportunity for a lot of leisure, a lot of fun, a lot of pleasure, a lot of creativity. But of course, we're going to miss out on that opportunity if we are closed off, or not willing to be vulnerable, not willing to be open, or if we're too caught up in our worries, right? Too caught up in like worried about this or worried about that we're not giving ourselves that pleasure time. Or anytime that we do give ourselves that relaxing time, it's like we're not truly relaxing because we're still thinking about all those things that we need to think about. Spirit really wants you to take advantage of time off this month. Any time off that you do get, really go into it. Take some deliberate time off for you, because this is the month where that is going to be a real amazing theme. And again, Spirit doesn't want you to miss out on it. So that is what we have here. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. My beautiful group number 2s. I'm sending you so much love going into the month of June. June is going to be amazing if you honor just leisure, fun, play, new opportunity, pleasure, creativity. As you honor those, like, you're gonna have an amazing, amazing month ahead where new opportunities are gonna come up, where new insight, new creativity is gonna come up, and saying yes and all of a sudden going into something new and angelic guidance helping you through this entire month. That is going to be so beautiful. So anyway, I'm sending you all so much love. Thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. And until next time, bye. All right, my group number 3s, if you chose this pile, this is gonna be your reading for the month of June. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So beginning here with your Astro Dice, let's see what you can expect through the month of June. Ooh, so we have the moon in Sagittarius in the 9th house. So the moon is all about our deeper emotions, and the 9th house is about philosophy, higher learning, faith. It's even about travel. And since we also have Sagittarius here, there could be some travel in store for some of you in the month of June, or even planning on traveling. But this could also be expanding yourself within your learning, within your philosophies. Maybe some of you are really called or drawn towards learning more this month. Maybe some of you are drawn towards like, ooh, I want to pick up a new book that's going to expand me and expand my mindset. The 9th house is so much about like philosophy, our belief systems, even like spirituality or expansion of the mind, expansion in learning, taking courses, things like that. So there's going to be a theme through the month of June all about that kind of energy. And then Sagittarius is like expansion too, which it's interesting enough because Sagittarius being in the 9th house here, I really feel like there's a lot of you that might be planning on traveling or actually traveling. I'm also getting this deep feeling about waking up and expanding your mind this month. There's going to be some sort of big epiphany that comes through, especially with the moon being in the 9th house, and especially being in Sagittarius, by the way. This is like a really big enlightening epiphany. This is like an enlightening epiphany on like, oh my gosh, there's my answer for this, or there's my idea for this, or here's the information that's going to take me to the next level here, or here's what I've been looking for, here's what I've been seeking. Because Sagittarius is sort of like the seeker energy. It's seeking to expand, it's seeking to go further, it's seeking to take things in their life to the next level, or take things further than they've ever gone before. So what you're going to be doing in the month of June is taking you further than you have gone before in terms of philosophy, or in terms of actual physical movement, or, you know, traveling somewhere, going somewhere you've never gone before, doing something you've never done before. And yeah, it's just going to be all in all like a really good month. It's a month of awakening new ideas and then expanding the mind and traveling. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here within our tarot cards for you. And let's see what else comes up. For some of you, if traveling's like not in the books for you, if that like just does not make sense, then this would be again expansion in the mind, because it's all of these are pointing to either expansion in the physical world by like physically traveling somewhere new, or expansion within the self, within the mind, by reading things that you've never read before, taking a course and learning something that you've never learned before, or expanding yourself in all types of new ways that is going to bring out a sense of either deep personal internal expansion or external expansion. So let's go ahead and see what else we get for you. If any of you are looking to expand a business or looking to expand yourself, this is the month of doing so. We also have the Emperor showing up in the reversed position here. So when the Emperor shows up reversed, I feel like this is also a time where you are going to be learning how to be more of a leader. This is a month of learning that, because I feel like with the Emperor reversed, there may be a hesitancy on fully leading your life or fully being like the divine like decision maker. It's almost like when the Emperor is reversed, it's sort of like we're waiting for somebody else to give us permission, or we're waiting for the signs of the universe to say like, oh, we're going to be successful and we're going to be fine. It's like we almost don't want to take on that leadership role. Or if any of you are like business owners or looking to start a business, the Emperor reversed is sometimes like when we lack confidence to fully be that leader, or to fully show up, or to fully believe in ourselves. And something that I'm seeing for you for the month of June is you're going to be finding the information that you need to expand yourself into the leader that you are meant to be. into more of that leadership position of saying, I got this, I am going to do this, I am unstoppable. This is like really starting to lead yourself with full internal confidence, full internal belief. And a lot of the times it comes through overcoming battles. You know the way that the emperor becomes confident in being the emperor is when he goes through challenges and obstacles and wins. Or at least if he loses, he is able to reflect on it from the perspective of, what did I gain from this? What did I gain through learning? What did I gain through experience that I can take with me moving forward? And that is how you become a confident leader. That is how you become a confident emperor. And so I feel like this is the month where you are going to be shifting all of those internal aspects of yourself, doing a lot of internal learning, winning some battles, or again, anytime that we lose a certain battle, or anytime that we're just like, oh, that didn't go the way that I thought it would. The confident emperor, the emperor that leads with total power and is in his power, knows how to extract value from anything. Knows how to extract value by, again, asking the question of, what did I at least gain from that experience, even if it didn't work out the way I wanted? And bam, we also have the Ace of Pentacles. So there could be some sort of like new thing that you're wanting to step into, but perhaps you're having a hard time like really stepping into that identity and being that leader of that new thing. So the Ace of Pentacles is kind of like a new idea that we have. It could be a new opportunity, such as like, oh, I want to start that business, or I want to start that career, or I want to start that project, or I want to start doing that thing, or I want to plant the seed for this. Ace of Pentacles could even be like a purchase that we're planning, like, oh, I want to invest my money here, I want to buy this, or I want to create that. Or, you know, it's the Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning, but it's usually a new beginning materially, whether that be in our money, or the material assets that we own, the investments that we have, or the career that we have, or even the learning that we are doing. So this could even deal with schooling for some of you. Ace of Pentacles showing up, I feel like the month of June is the opening window of like planting this new seed, starting this new project, and then learning how to be that leader, learning how to be the emperor that's like confident, that says, I'm gonna make this happen, or like, I'm going to find a way to do this and fuel myself up and not wait for anybody else's permission. The emperor can sometimes also bring up themes with our father, just since he is also the father figure. So maybe some of you are fathers, or perhaps you have a father. The emperor being reversed is sort of like confronting authority in our life. So this is about being your own authority figure, rather than looking up to others to lead you, or rather than waiting for anyone else or anyone else's opinion, or feeling pressured to be a certain way because of an authority figure in our life. So if any of you have that theme of like having a hard time starting what you really want, or having a hard time doing what you really want to do because you're worried about what other people might think or say about it, this is also a month where it's like confronting that issue and finding ways to be our own leader. The moon can also talk about things that we're doing more on an internal level, or sometimes more in secret. So for some of you, you might even be learning something, or planning something, building something, starting something, or developing an idea, but you might be doing it more in private because maybe there's this hesitancy on like, what will other people think or say about this? So maybe there's like this idea of like, I want to do it more privately, I want to do it more internally, things like that. We also have 10 of Wands showing up. 10 of Wands is in the reverse position. So this is time to let go of hesitation. This is time to let go of extra weight that you've been carrying, especially in terms of like even worries, because sometimes 10 of Wands, when it shows up reversed, it does indicate like the release and the letting go of extra weight. But it can also talk about the weight that we carry internally without talking about it. So it could also be indicating that maybe this is a month where we're realizing, oh, I've been carrying all this extra weight internally because it's like I'm trying to avoid confrontation. I'm trying to avoid what other people are going to think or say. I'm trying to avoid all these things. Therefore, it's like we kind of end up taking all these things on ourselves silently And I also feel like this month, you're going to be realizing, hey, I don't want to carry that around anymore. I don't want to suffer in silence. I don't want to just take all this on and bite the bullet and just be like, oh, I got this. I'm going to just do it myself. Like sometimes we really need to be open. We need to let off some of the weight in order to be more free, in order to get to our goals. And I really feel like this is a month too, where you are letting go and releasing some of that responsibility, some of that internal weight, in order to create more balance and being able to move through life with more ease. I'm also feeling like if any of you have weight on you, I also feel like you're going towards a new beginning. And this is a new beginning financially, because I feel like you're getting to a point where you're just like, I don't want to carry all this extra weight. So when there's things like extra subscriptions that maybe we forgot about, or maybe there's like bills that we can somehow cut down in our cost with, or other things like that. The 10 of Wands being reversed, I really feel like you're either like paying off certain loans or working on your budget and being like, hey, let me release all this stuff. Like maybe I don't watch this subscription that I have. Maybe I'd like barely ever watch it anymore. Maybe it's worth canceling, or, you know, maybe I can save money this way. I feel like you're looking and finding ways through the month of June to release the weight of responsibility that you have, and to also delegate tasks, to save money, and to put your effort towards something else. Because maybe you're like, hey, maybe I can like cut out this subscription and maybe I can put my money towards this, which is actually going to benefit me and help me and do all these other things. So I really feel like you're sorting out that, and you're going to be shifting things to where you're financially more at ease, and you're also more at ease when it comes to your responsibilities and things like that. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you, because I really feel like you're on a journey to embodying the Emperor. You're on this journey to embodying being the true leader, the true architect, the true sovereign creator, master architect of your reality. You're on the journey to really becoming that on a deep, deep, deep level. Becoming more independent as well is something that I'm hearing. And the month of June is really shifting you into how to become that. And yeah, I feel like the withdrawal card, this one came up for another group, but I feel like for you, it has a totally different message than what it had for the other group. The withdrawal card for you, I feel like you're doing a lot of things behind the scenes. You're doing a lot of these things kind of more internally. It's like you're taking these classes a bit more privately. It's not like you're telling everybody like, oh, I'm doing this online course, or I'm reading this book, or I'm like opening this business, or I'm starting this new project, or I'm doing this new thing, or I have this new plan and vision that I'm putting into motion. It's kind of like you're doing all that, all the planning and all the things a little bit more privately. You're making all these new choices on a little bit more of an internal, more private level rather than doing it all externally. It's like you're working on these things, and there's going to come a time where you are going to kind of like step up to being that physical emperor, being like, okay, everybody, here's what I've been working on. Here's what I'm now doing. Here it is. But right now I just feel like it's kind of being worked on in the background a little bit, but you're going to really notice that payoff, because Ace of Pentacles is really making me feel like you're going to have a solid, clear vision this month. You're also going to feel a lot more motivated. You're going to feel really, really motivated, really inspired about this new beginning. You're going to be inspired by it to where you're just like, I need to release some of these extra things that I'm no longer using or needing. And then again, stepping up more into that leadership, but you're being like, you're starting off as the internal leader. You're starting off as like, let me lead myself privately for a little bit, and then I'm going to lead big time in the world with big moves, big things, big, like, all that. So yeah, we also have paradox. So you're going to realize that there's two truths that can exist at the same time, which the whole universe is a paradox. Me and my husband were actually talking last night about a really interesting paradox. I'm trying to remember what it was. But anyway, paradoxes exist at all times. And what you're going to realize is that two truths exist at the same time. So even when you felt like you're not making progress, sometimes you're actually making the biggest progress without even realizing it. Or sometimes there's the interesting paradox of like the tortoise and the hare. Which one wins the race? Of course, a lot of us would think that the hare wins the race because it can move a lot faster than the tortoise. But in actuality, as the saying goes, the tortoise actually wins the race because they take things more slowly, and through that slowness, through that intentionality, they actually make more progress. And I've actually realized this in my work. You know what's so interesting? Since becoming a mom and since having significantly less time to do work, I get more done. Why is that? I feel like it's because I have longer breaks between my work. So when I am working, I'm really inspired. I really show up. I'm really there. And so oddly, the paradox is I work less but get more done. Weird, right? That's something that all of us can like do. So you're going to realize interesting paradoxes within your own life within the month of June. That's just like, oh, the more I rest, the more inspiration I have. The more I rest, the less I feel like I'm caring and the more I'm able to get done. Or it's like the other interesting paradox is the more that I kind of be the internal leader, the more I start actually developing my external leadership. Interesting how they both coincide. So anyway, all of that is going to be happening for you through this next month. And let's go ahead and get an archetype card for you as well. And let's see your significant archetype through the month of June. My group threes, what is your significant archetype through the month of June? That card wants to come out. So we have, ooh, I'm getting some messages from this off the bat. So don't take it at face value. Wait for me to explain. So the light attributes highlights your tendency to intimidate others, helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. Shadow attribute conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse. Okay, so you know, that's actually an interesting paradox. Is usually the bully is the one that's like actually bullying themselves the most. There's an interesting paradox. But anyway, I digress. That's not even the point of any of this. So I feel like there's things that you are intimidated by. You're intimidated possibly by confrontation, or maybe even like there's this, yeah, there's almost like an aspect of you where you are learning how to confront the inner fears or the inner doubts that have been bullying you internally, right? Internally, the moon showing up in the 9th house. What are those belief systems that we have? If you've been extra hard on yourself in terms of like, oh, I'm not far enough in life yet, or I haven't gotten where I wanted to be, or I'm like behind, other people my age have this, or like I should have been here by now, or I had this goal and it didn't quite happen yet. If you have been hard on yourself, this is a month of realizing that we don't want to be bullied anymore, right? We don't want to bully ourselves anymore. Instead, how can we give ourselves the confidence that we're looking for? Because sometimes what we don't realize is when we're bullying ourselves and when we're constantly hard on ourselves, we think that being hard on ourselves is going to help us be more motivated, help us push us to moving further, right? But what we've noticed, and as you may have noticed even as a child, especially if you've had parents that used to use this tactic of like, the harder I am on you, the better you're going to do. Well, interestingly enough, the harder you are on somebody, the more stress that they have when they're doing the thing. So even though they're pushed to do it more, even though you might be pushed to like focus on it more, you're focusing on it from a place of stress, which kind of puts you at a detriment. Because whenever we're focused on something from a place of stress, it's harder for us to remember things, it's harder for us to absorb information, it's harder for us to do our best and perform our best because we're under so much pressure. So a lot of the times, again, here's another interesting paradox, is like when you take the pressure off from yourself to rush, to do things super fast, or to, you know, be bullying yourself forward, the more you take the pressure off, the more you get done. Just like the work example that I just gave you, like I used to work a whole lot more than I do now and I used to get a lot less done. What a weird paradox, but it's because I had so much pressure on myself to like, let's do. But now as a mom, I'm just like, let me be a mom and then I'll like work when I work and like, let me be more relaxed about it. And in being more relaxed about it, I just get so much more done. So anyway, point being, the bully card. The more that you bully yourself, the more that you say like, oh, I'm behind on this, or I'm not where I want to be here, or like, the more hard you are on yourself, you're really actually pushing yourself backwards rather than forwards. So I feel like you're going to shift your approach in how you speak to yourself. You're going to be shifting your approach on like just how you lead yourself, how you lead your life, which is going to unlock a whole lot more goodness and sweetness in your life as you talk to yourself more sweeter. Like self-love is going to be a theme for you this month. Self-love. We also have don't dim to fit in. Oh, I love that this one came up for you. I love, love, love this card. And I absolutely love that came up for you. So this says, how are you dimming your light in order to fit in order to people please, in order to please other people? How have you been dimming your light in order to fit in? Because now's the time. Don't dim your light to fit in, right? Be your shining brightest light ever. Be your shining brightest light ever. And you know, the people that don't resonate with it, that's fine. That's their issue. It's not your issue. You're not here. You're not put on this earth to try to please everybody. That's an impossible mission, right? You're here to fill up your own cup, to lead a life that feels resonant to you, right, my love? That is what you're here for. And so, yeah, again, what I'm feeling for you is that through the month of June, it's like really building yourself up with confidence, really letting go of this inner bully, really letting go of that inner dialogue that has been calling you to dim your light in order to fit in, okay? And then we also have the card of the Age of Light. Ah! This is your age of light. You have been training for this for lifetimes. You have been training to be this sovereign, creative individual for lifetimes now. This is your time to let go of thinking that you are put here to please others. Now is your time to step up into your light, the age of light. I feel like this is a month where you're going to be stepping up into your light and you're going to start to say like, hey, this is who I am. And I feel like you're going to gain that confidence throughout the month, is to kind of like come up and like start to really love yourself, to start to really own your light, and to start to say like, this is what I'm interested in. This is what I want to do with my life. This is who I truly am. This is what I truly believe in. Here's my authenticity. And I'm going to start going in that direction, right? I feel like this is your month of your light is becoming brighter and brighter and brighter, more and more and more confident. That's why we had Emperor reverse, because it's kind of like we're starting out the month from that place of like not really maybe believing in ourselves or being hard on ourselves, all of that. But throughout the month, it's like your light is just growing, 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 growing. And I feel like it's going to be doing that through the rest of the year, actually. And you're going to create some massive shifts in your life throughout this year as you really start opening up into your true, authentic, divine self, which I'm so excited for. By the way, I got goosebumps. I can already feel the light that you have within you that's starting to come out. And let me just tell you, I'm excited about that. I am excited about that because I feel like when people honor their inner light, like there's something just freaking beautiful about that, because like everyone has their own uniqueness. But when I see somebody who's inspired by themselves and who's created a life that they're inspired by, that's like freaking inspiring. I'm just like, hell yeah. Like, yeah, you go. And so it just gives permission to everyone else to like lead the life of their dreams too, right? So I feel like you coming into your life is like the best thing. You coming into your light is the best thing for you. And it's also the best thing for those around you, because then they're seeing like, hey, maybe if all of us just do what we're called to do, be who we came here to be, because everyone has different callings, everyone has different interests, right? Everyone has their own unique light. Oh, Spirit hath spoken. Look at the card that just came out again, as if you needed another reminder. If you've been like passively listening to this, Spirit was saying, hey, pay attention. Pay attention, because Spirit wants you to get the message of light, to be your light, okay? So even though that this card slightly has a different meaning because we're talking about your light, this came up to remind you about your light. Be the light. Step up into the light. Step up into your greatness. What is your greatness? What are your callings? What is your uniqueness? Spirit wants more of that. We also have friends. The most unlikely friendships can form like variegated lichens on a hard rock. They create a tight bond. So new people are actually going to start getting called and drawn towards you because of this new light that you're shining. Whenever we shine a new light, sometimes other people don't resonate with it. That's totally fine. But then there's other people that are going to really be drawn to it. And you're going to start calling in friendships that really, really resonate with you. People that are on your same wavelength. People that are on your same vibe, your same frequency, your same energy. You're going to start magnetizing new people towards you. And also for those of you that have a career where you need to attract aligned clients or like aligned viewers, or let's say that you're in the public eye in any way, shape, or form, this card would also talk about attracting more audience, more recognition to you as you shine your light. So what I mean by shining your light is honoring your authenticity, honoring your inner callings, honoring what your soul, who you truly are, finding who that is, right? So sometimes we need to uncover that ourselves and start to really see who is that, right? But the more we tap to that authenticity, the more that we honor that, the more that we embody it, There's other people that get magnetized towards it. Just like a moth gets magnetized towards a bright light, right? We all get magnetized towards the sun, towards the brightness. As you shine your brightness, it shines a specific vibration, frequency, energy, and there's going to be people, clients, viewers, prospects, again, just like people in the world that get drawn to that. So again, whether you're attracting new friends or more audience, more clients, more people to work with, all of that, you're going to be drawing more of those aligned people to you, which is going to be amazing. So now it is time to shine your light. My gloop. I almost said light again. I was trying to say group and light at the same time. Group 3. It is time to shine your light more than ever. And the month of June is all about removing those boundaries that have been dimming your light, removing those inhibitions that have been dimming your light. And the more that you do that, the more you're going to shine. So self-love, my love. Let's go on that self-love journey. If you're interested in reading self-love books, that's going to help you so much. If you're going to be doing any workshops, mindset building, self-empowerment, self-development type of work, all of that is going to prove very valuable for you. So anyway, that is what we have here for your month of June. My group number 3s, thank you so much for joining me here for today's video. I'm sending you all so much love. And until next time, bye. All right, my group number 4s, if you chose this pile, this is going to be your reading for the month of June. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. All right, so beginning with your astrodice, let's see what we get for you. So we have Neptune in Aries in the first house. The first house is all about you. So one thing I can say is your month of June, it's going to be about you embodying what you really want, you following and putting yourself first. And also it could be a month of self-discovery as well. Like if there's certain things that you don't know yet about yourself, or like maybe you want to discover more about what you're meant for, more about what your purpose is, more about how to shine your own light, how to step up into your own confidence, how to really become and embody and be your most inspiring, highest self. This is going to be a really creative month that leads you towards discovering all of that. Neptune is the planet of fantasy, and it's also the planet of cutting back old illusions. So if there's something around yourself where maybe it's like you used to be one way for so long, and maybe you're noticing that you're outgrowing a certain phase, or maybe you're kind of noticing like there's a new you that wants to kind of emerge, I really feel like this month of June, you're going to be kind of cutting back all the falsities of who you thought you were, really discovering who you truly are at your core, and also beginning to really put yourself first, especially with Aries being here as well. I feel like this is a reinvention month for you. I feel like a lot of you guys, you're either really into self-transformation right now, or into manifestation work, or you're really into kind of like building a life that you love, building your dream life, because Neptune being here, this is about fantasies. What are you fantasizing about? What would you love to do? What life would you love to live? What things would you love to step into and create and manifest? I feel like you're gaining clarity around all of those things, and also kind of like doing transformational work to become the person who lives that life, who manifests that life, who creates that life, because all of our actions, all of our results stem from our actions of who we're being, right? Everything that we get in life, everything that comes our way is all a result of who we're being. And I feel like you're going on this transformational journey of really discovering who you are, peeling back the layers and kind of stepping into a version of yourself who you are most inspired by. And then the results that come from that transformation are going to be in alignment with the results that your most inspiring self would create, right? And so I feel like you're on that whole transformational journey right now. And let's say that you're just on a self-discovery journey of like putting yourself first or things like that, then I would highly recommend checking out some self-transformational books, or getting into any of that kind of manifestation work, because that's just going to really amplify the energies of what you're going through right now, which is, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. So I feel like you're going to be really creative, dreaming up whole new realms, whole new possibilities, whole new things, reinventing who you are, becoming a much more inspiring version of yourself, to where it's like, oh, I'm inspired to wake up every day because I love my life, right? Imagine deciding, creating and building a new life where you're just like, oh my God, I'm so excited to wake up every day and just get to it because I love who I am, I love my life. And maybe you're already living part of that right now, but maybe you're just expanding into more of that. Or perhaps you're thinking like, oh, that's what I really want to start doing. And that's going to be what this new beginning is all about for you. We also have the moon showing up in the reverse position for you. This is going to really require stepping outside of your old comfort zone and confronting and letting go of old fears or doubts that used to stand in the way. The moon card is also, it talks about our domestic side and our wild side. And maybe you're peeling back the layers of your domesticated self who thought like, oh, I need to live life a certain way, or there's certain rules I need to play by, or there's certain things. And whilst there are certain rules, I guess, in life, kind of, what I'm really seeing is you're stepping more into your freedom, more into your sovereignty. And that's the difference between the dog and the wolf, right? The wolf is like this free roaming, can build its own empire, can do whatever it wants, be the leader of its life. Whereas the dog has to kind of succumb to like other people's wants and needs, society's wants and needs, its family's wants and needs, all those things. That's kind of what the two of them represent. If you look at the regular depiction of the tarot card, there's a dog and a wolf, and they're both howling at the moon. So your intuition is calling you to step up more into your wild side, step up more into your own freedom, own sovereignty, and kind of being the leader of your life and breaking out of preconditioned thoughts, preconditioned wants, needs, expectations, pre-programmed like ways of being, I guess. I hope that's making sense. Basically, it's like when we're raised as a kid, like we pick up on a lot of our family's programming, such as like maybe we learned how to be a people pleaser because of our upbringing, or maybe we learned that, you know, we're always supposed to follow our parents' wants and needs, or et cetera, et cetera. You're really discovering how to break out of that, how to break free, how to kind of be your own, again, sovereign being. We also have the 10 of Pentacles being reversed. You are realizing, okay, you are realizing that getting what you want is going to require stepping outside of your comfort zone and rebuilding a new sort of foundation. You're on the realm of unlocking new possibility for yourself. You are on a brand new road of unlocking new possibility for yourself, because I think that you want more out of life than what you're currently maybe settling for. It's like, I want more. I desire to kind of build, and it's not selfish, by the way. It's not selfish to want more. Like, our soul came here to have a human experience, to experience what it's like to be a person, to experience what it's like to manifest, to achieve certain dreams, to achieve certain goals. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not selfish to want these things, nor are you taking away from other people, because all people want different things. And there is so much abundance that all of us have the ability to manifest a life of our dreams and be still balanced. All of us have the ability to do this because of how much abundance there actually is in the world. But it really depends upon how we step up into our highest self, to believing in ourselves and going for that. So what I'm really seeing for you is releasing guilt, releasing doubt, releasing this idea of selfishness, and really kind of stepping up into, okay, who am I? What do I really want? And maybe it's time for me to honor my dreams and my thoughts and my feelings. We also have King of Cups, and he's showing up in the reverse position. So this could resemble somebody in your life, maybe somebody that you're worried about their emotional reaction to your decisions. Maybe you're worried about upsetting somebody, especially since it came up in the reverse position. But also, this could be a representation of yourself and how there's no point in living from an empty cup. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is time to fill your cup. I mean, there's still obviously a point to living, whether your cup's empty or full. But what I mean is, like, we need to prioritize filling our cup. We need to prioritize fulfillment, emotional well-being. Otherwise, we just live life from a drained place, and life is not very exciting or fun from that place. And so I really think that you're going to start putting yourself first, putting your emotional desires first, putting your wants and needs first. And that's going to lead to like whole new outcomes in your life. And then, ooh, look at this. We have 3 of Wands next. It is going to propel you onto a brand new journey to achieving a new vision. Three of Wands is when we take action and we say, yep, I'm taking a leap of faith and I'm jumping into it. And the Three of Wands is when we're done the planning stage. It's like, okay, I'm done planning it. I'm just doing it now. So there's something in the month of June where you're on a journey and you're already in the journey. You're no longer thinking about the journey. You're on the journey. Okay. You're on the journey of achievement. So I feel like it's going to be an explorative month for you. You exploring new pathways, new opportunities. It's like you're in the thick of it. You're in the thick of it of exploring your different options and finding the path that's going to work for you. You're in this vast open space now through the month of June of like just really discovering exactly what you want, exactly how you're going to do it. And it's like you're moving towards it and you're really, I feel like through the month of June, it's like we're coming to terms with maybe not everyone's gonna love who we are or what we're doing. Maybe not everyone's gonna understand it or agree with it. But it's like we have to live life for ourselves, right? We have to fill up our own cup. All of us are responsible for our own cup, and that's what King of Cups teaches us. All of us are responsible for our own cup. Look at him. He's not holding nobody else's cup. He's holding his cup because he's responsible for his cup. He also doesn't have people around him where he's like, you need to fill my cup and you need to fill my cup. So what this teaches us, what the King of Cups teaches us, is that we are responsible for filling our own cup. We're not responsible for filling other people's cups, nor are other people responsible for filling our cup. We are responsible for our own cup, right? And your cup represents your emotional well-being, your soul's fulfillment in this lifetime. And so I really feel like you are discovering, hey, I want to fill my own cup. I'm letting go of filling everybody else's. I'm working on my own here. So let's go ahead and see what else we get here for you. My group number 4s, all about your month of June. And what else pops up for you? We also have Get Creative. So I do feel like you're going to come up with brand new ideas. You're going to get creative when it comes to yourself, your identity, who you are, the path that you're on, the creative projects that you're working on, the vision that you have for yourself. We also have versatility popping up for you as well. You're going to be kind of shifting your schedule, becoming more versatile in like, oh, okay, I'm building this life, but then I'm also, intertwining it with my past, what I've already created. And I'm being versatile by, you see these mice going in 2 different directions here? Like one of them represents your old self and the current establishment of life that you have. And then the next one is like your current vision that you're working towards. And look at how they're intertwining. The month of June is you intertwining your past, because maybe your past still supports who you are right now, but you're in transition. Being versatile by honoring both, and you're in that transition of moving more towards this future vision. And you're like, okay, yeah, I still need to do these past things because those are still, supporting me right now. So it's intertwined into my present moment, but my future is intertwining into my present moment too. And that's where our versatility comes in. That's where we're being more flexible with our schedule, our routine, all these different things. So let's go ahead and dive into some more cards. The next ones that we're going to get, I feel like pulling an archetype card for you and seeing your June archetype. Let's see. My group 4s, your June archetype. We have the athlete coming up for you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so let's get into the archetype of the athlete. There's light attributes and shadow attributes. So the light attributes, dedication to transcending physical limits. I have so much to say about that, by the way, including handicaps, development of personal willpower, and strength of spirit. This one literally matches your reading so freaking much. I cannot believe it. Shadow attribute is misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends or false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. I'm getting a few different things that I have to say here first. So, when we're on our self-empowerment journey, it's definitely important not to get this false sense of invulnerability and entitlement. It's good to be balanced. It's still good to use caution, all these different things, but also knowing that you can do anything. You can do anything. Yes, you can, but you still will be met with challenges and things to overcome, different adversities, things like that. We still need to be aware of them, be cautious of them, all that. So when you're on your self-empowerment journey, stay humble, but empower yourself with confidence, okay? And belief that you are capable of anything. Now, the light attributes of the athlete, stepping up into your athlete power, this is what is happening for you for the month of June. This is who you're stepping into, is the dedication to transcending physical limits. What that means is if you have physical limits on yourself right now where you're just like, I don't know how to achieve my dream life because maybe I don't have the financial abundance that I require, or maybe I don't have the education that I thought that I would need, or I don't have this, or I don't have that, or I don't have blah, 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 myriad of different things, right? So when we are dedicated to a goal and we say like, oh, this is what I'm going to create because this is what I find most fulfilling and this is what I want to do. When we dedicate to that, we can transcend any physical limit, including any handicaps. When we have a desire, if you read the book Think and Grow Rich, it literally has so many examples on this subject. Like he had a son, the writer had a son who did have a handicap, like he was deaf, but he raised his son to believe that his handicap was actually his biggest gift. And he kept telling his son that. And even though the author didn't know how being deaf would like literally be a gift for anybody or be like an actual asset, he just kept telling his son, it's an asset for you, it's an asset for you. Eventually it literally did become an asset for him. If you read that story, it's like really empowering, really cool. Highly recommend reading the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's absolutely inspiring. But anyway, when you have a dedication, when you have a vision, you can absolutely transcend anything. And you can also look at your starting point as being an asset for you. What I always like to tell myself is any challenge or hardship or adversity that I've ever gone through or was born with or had, I've always had a way of asking myself, how is this actually serving me in getting me to my vision and my goal? How is it actually helping me in that? So sometimes it's like, oh, if I'm stuck in this job that I don't like right now, how's this job actually giving me the skills or the learning or the know-how that's actually going to be the reason why I'm a millionaire or successful in the future? How's it actually doing that? Maybe it's like, oh, be working in customer service, I'm going to really know how to handle clients, how to handle tough clients, blah, 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 blah. That's going to help me be a millionaire. Maybe my job is like really teaching me like how to be responsible, how to wake up at a certain time, how to like, get a lot done in my day, like mental discipline, right? It could be teaching you a lot of different things that are actually going to be really helpful. So when we look at our past and our current present moment as assets and the reason why we're going to be successful, all of a sudden we really step up into our empowerment. And that's exactly what this card talks about. Be the athlete. Dedication to transcending physical limits. So money limits, bodily limits, like dedication to like, let me transcend, even though I believe that maybe I'm limited to my current reality because of so-and-so, realize that you're not bound by that, okay? And then development of personal willpower and strength of spirit to dedicate, to continue on. And that is literally the secret to success, is your ability to continue and to have strength of spirit regardless if it gets hard or not. Then you're going to be able to achieve anything. We also have the card of dance coming up for you. This card loves coming up lately, but literally movement helps shift your vibration. It helps us with somatic release. It helps us move negative energy through and out of our body. It also helps us embody happier emotions because, of course, dancing is associated with different neural pathways in our brain that are associated with happiness, positive thinking, fun, joy, and all of those things. And when we move our body in that way, the mind-body connection starts working and starts firing those areas of the brain. Then all of a sudden we start thinking more positively. We start thinking happier. And that's actually also a secret to stepping up into the highest, greatest, best version of yourself and unlocking aspects of you, unlocking skills, hidden talents, hidden things, is when you just start to embody the body language, the movement of somebody who is successful, who is confident, who is all these things prior to you necessarily feeling that way. Just simply acting that way within your body will actually begin to fire those areas of your brain that are associated with that body language. Because again, the brain-body connection is so intertwined. So when you start acting a certain way, sitting a certain way, holding yourself a certain way, walking, talking, being a certain way, it's literally going to shift the active parts of your brain that are associated with different ways of thinking, different ways of feeling, and different ways of acting. And when you simply embody that through action, it will then help your brain think in those new ways, think of new thoughts that are associated with somebody who is confident. It's also going to help you feel that way of somebody who is, confident or is successful or is this or is that. And then it's also going to lead you to the ideas of the actions to take that are associated with somebody who acts that way or who is that way, right? So anyway, there's a little lesson right there. So we also have the card here of transformation coming through as well. And transformation says things are changing at a cellular level. Yes, deep healing. Things are changing at a cellular level. Exactly what I was just talking about with the embodiment. You will shift on a cellular level. It literally shifts like the chemicals that are made in your body, everything. Like there's so much science that goes into this. I could nerd out right now. I could nerd out right now, but the more you embody the end goal, right? The version of you who already has everything that you desire, you will actually shift at a cellular level. The more that you embody that, it's going to shift you at your core, the core of your being. I have meditations where I always talk about embodying it and noticing how it's shifting the energy within your body, the energy within your cells, allowing the new energy to soak into your cells. Oh, that is like some of the most powerful things. So anyway, if you're interested in my meditations, I'll have them linked down below. They're always linked down below, by the way. But through all the meditations, I have meditations for all different types of things, whether it be healing or attracting abundance, attracting your soulmate, attracting whatever. I always talk about feeling things soaking into the core and into the cells of your body and of your being. Because once you feel that new energy soaking that deeply, that new energy transforms you and helps you manifest. And so anyway, this transformation card, I feel like a lot of you are working so deeply on your energy, on your mindset, on the embodiment, on your identity at the core level. And you're going to realize huge transformations this month, not just, you know, within yourself and within your mindset, but then also within your physical reality and the results that you end up achieving. We also have the card of time coming through for you. So this says, embrace the dewdrops of life before they disappear with the morning sun. So every moment is beautiful. And this is something I've realized is even a lot of the times in our present moment, we're always thinking about where we want to be in our future. We're always thinking about like, oh, if only I had this, or if only I had that, or if only I was there. But you know what's interesting is when you get there comes a time that you're going to reminisce on your past. I'm sure you also feel this in the present moment, that there's times in your past that you kind of long for and you're just like, oh, I wish I could relive that feeling again, or I wish I could relive that moment again. That was so fun. That was so beautiful. So embrace the present moment while you can. Yes, think about your future. Yes, build your future. Yes. That is amazing. Hell yeah. But then also be present at the same time, because you can do both. You can do both. And you probably already know that. I don't mean to sound preachy or anything there, but like your time is so precious. So enjoy the present moment while it lasts too, because it's also so beautiful. And there's going to be a time where you're just like, oh my gosh, remember that? If only I could relive that for a second again. It's like, that was so nice. And like every moment is beautiful and worth being present in. So anyway, diving into more cards here, let's see what else we get, my beautiful group 4s for your month of June. We also have learn, take a lesson from the owls, deeply observe the night, and you'll become a little wiser in the day. So the night represents the subconscious, and the day represents everything that's known, everything that's conscious. So take a lesson from the owls, deeply observe the night. So observe the night, observe all the things like, okay, what am I not paying attention to? What could I learn? What have I not allowed myself to maybe like dive into before? Maybe it's like time for me to research things I've never looked into before. Take a lesson from the owls, deeply observe the night, deeply observe your unconscious self. So it's like, oh, if I'm reacting to something, where is that truly stemming from? How is it part of me? What can I learn from it? What can I learn from my past? What can I learn from this? Be more interested in that learning. That's like kind of what's coming up for you for the month of June. Is like, I'm literally stuttering over my words. The month of June is what's coming up for you. It's like this deep dive into learning. And maybe you already feel that calling already to deep dive into learning. And you're going to become so much more wise through this next month. You're going to learn so much. Maybe you're already interested in learning or reading or doing these types of things. And like, I really see that you're going to develop so much through this next month because of this. You're going to learn so much. And I really see like a quantum leap for you, my group 1 or group 2, or wow, my brain today. My group 4s, I was thinking about how you're house number 1 and then I saw number 2. Anyway, my group 4s, this is going to be a quantum leap month for you, where you're going to transform so much that the result of this transformation is going to give you a quantum leap in your reality. Like things are going to manifest faster than ever because of this self-transformational work that you're going to be doing. The things that you're going to be learning and integrating this month is going to give you a quantum leap. And a quantum leap is when you make such drastic change so quickly that you go from A to Z. So rather than kind of, you know, taking the normal steps of like A, B, C, D, it's like you jump all the way from A to Z. So you're going to make a huge quantum leap in jumping to a new future, manifesting results very quickly. I see you manifesting results by August is what I'm really hearing. Like August is going to be a significant month for you in terms of manifesting something that you're just like, oh my God, I was working towards that. And you're going to start to see those results beginning to flow in there. So that is what I see for you. My beautiful, beautiful group number 4s, thank you so much for joining me here today for your June prediction. I'm sending you all so much love. Definitely hit the subscribe button down below if you want to read or join me for more of these readings in the future. My brain today is... okay. Anyway, so much love. Until next time. Bye.